Hello, everybody. All right, I am live. Well, this is exciting. This is my first live stream on YouTube. Hello. I'm so happy to be here with the beautiful Den community. Say hello in the chat if you're here. I would love to connect and know where you're tuning in from and everything. Oh, it's my pleasure, Susan. Hello. So I'm live streaming from LA. I'm on the east side of LA. So Susan is here from Sacramento. Hey, hello. All right. Well, I'm going to, let's see. So just to sum up what I'm going to do today, I am going to pull one tarot card for each zodiac sign. So you'll want to tune in to your sun sign, so your main astrological sign, to your rising sign or ascendant, and to your moon sign, because all of those will apply to you. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm also going to pull an oracle card from the Animal Spirit Guidebook, because I love that one. Hello, Amelie, Short and Great Moments. Delia from San Francisco. Hello. San Diego, so lots of Cali people. Most excellent. And also, if you are into astrology and you know that you also have a stellium in one sign or in one house, so that is 3 or more planets in one sign, then you also will want to listen to that, because that card will apply to you as well. Okay, so as a few more peeps filter in, I'm going to pick an oracle card that will be for all of us from this beautiful deck. I love it. It's the Animal Spirit Guidebook by Kim Krans, who's the author of The Wild Unknown. Really beautiful deck. Okay, so this is going to be a message of guidance. All right. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so we've got raccoon. I'm going to read from the book here. And that is with the element of earth. Let's see. All right. So raccoon says, talented, shadowy, in hiding. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists to greater or lesser degrees. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask, in quotations, works in an artist's favor. Other times it limits creativity. Am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I am ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. When in balance, the raccoon is a generous friend and an exceptional artist. And when out of balance, it's competitive or a starving artist. To bring into balance, make new work. Very interesting. Did that resonate with any of you? I feel like I could definitely connect with some of the things here. To bring into balance, make new work. I feel like that hits home for me in terms of if I'm not feeling aligned to anything I'm doing from a career standpoint, creative standpoint, it can be good to do something new and kind of get out of my comfort zone to get back into the creativity, right? Do something a bit unfamiliar. Oh my gosh, that's so funny, Susan. So Wright is your stage name. Well, it sounds good. Susan Wright has a good ring to it. Yeah. I feel like this overall message feels like it's about freeing up creativity, which also that resonates with this full moon in Pisces that we have coming up on the 30th. Pisces is I think every sign is an artist. I think everyone has the potential, the capacity, the heart to be an artist. Pisces is like one of the archetypal artists of the Zodiac. So it's interesting that we pulled this card about creativity and self-expression surrounding the Pisces full moon. And in terms of the tarot cards, this tarot cast is going to be for the month of September. So it's not just in relation to this full moon, it's for the whole month of September. And before I dive in, I would love to invite you all, since you're tuning in, you have an interest in tarot, I would love to invite you to a free / by donation intro to tarot workshop that I'll be teaching with the Den on Monday, September 11th. And it's going to be a quick overview of some things that you can do to start your own tarot journey. So in terms of learning to read tarot and connecting with the cards, this will give you a starting point and give you some helpful info that you can then take and work with independently. And it's also going to be a bit of a sneak peek for my 11-week Tarot 101 course, which is starting the following Monday, September 18th at 5:30 p.m. PST. And that goes until late November, so November 27th. It is such a blast. I love teaching this course, and it's so thorough. My goal is to give you everything that I wish I had had when I was starting out and when I was learning to read. So if you're interested in connecting with the cards, check it out. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me on Instagram. My handle is @Sophia Knapp. You can write the Den. I'm here to answer any questions. And hello, Shuchi. When sun signs are factored in our moon and rising, absolutely check into your sun, moon, and rising. So you're going to want to listen to all three. All three of them will apply to you. So it's a bit more personalized than just checking into your sun sign. All right. Hi, Yaz. Yes, and you're an artist. Love it. Okay, so without further ado, let's see. Oh no, I'm cutting out. Can you all hear me well here? Or is it cutting out a bit? Is everyone else having an okay time hearing me? Or is the audio a little funky? Okay. All right, so maybe, Shuchi, maybe it's something with your connection. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you'll get that resolved. So occasionally I'm cutting out. Okay. Let me just make sure this is, I think I'm speaking plenty loud. I've got this, can't really see the mic in the frame, but maybe this mic, it's like pink. Looks like a toy mic, but it's real. Okay. All right. Well, let me know in the chat if I am cutting out for any reason. Want to make sure that this is loud and clear. And I am going to pull all of the zodiac signs out of this ceramic bowl. So it is, it's not going to be in traditional order. So there's going to be a bit of a wild card element. So I'm going to pull the signs from here. And then we're just going to go in the order that the universe wants us to. Okay. All right. So this first card is going to be for Aries. All right. So what is the message for Aries? And I've got my extra large Rider-Waite Smith deck, which I do use when I teach my Tarot 101. Okay. Oh, so glad it's working now for you, Shuchi. Okay. So this is for Aries. Let's see what the forecast is for September. And I'm just asking for all the most helpful information to come through tonight for the highest good of all, with free will of all and harm to none. All right, let's get some guidance going. Oh, okay. So we've got the Ace of Cups. This is such a sweet card. The cup is the heart, and aces are seeds. So aces are seeds or new beginnings. So this card can be described as the seed of love. So Aries, this can be a message to open your heart, be receptive to love in all forms. It doesn't just have to be romantic love. It can be love from friends, love from family. It can even be love of an activity. So I feel like it's encouraging you to welcome in that full experience of love. And that can be uncomfortable at times because it can feel vulnerable. Part of love can feel very tender. It can feel like you're surrendering to individuals or experiences in your life and letting go of control in one way or another. Of course, still maintaining, whatever boundaries you have, or your sense of self and all that. But I feel like this is that softness, this ability to just be with what you're feeling and be with what is happening. So if you have Aries in your chart, if this card is for you, just maybe ask yourself where you're surrendering to love right now. Or if you feel like you could let go even more, just to invite that in. Okay, so that was for Aries. Let's see. All right, now we've got Libra. So this is for all of you Libras in the house. Libra sun, Libra moon, Libra rising. Let's check it out. All right, so we've got the Knight of Swords. So this card is about having a focus like a laser beam. So having a very strong intention, a strong ability to corral one's vision. And it can indicate a big push mentally, intellectually. So this feels like a message to focus your energy where you know that it most needs to go right now, especially in terms of your thoughts, in terms of the conversations that you're having, the topics of conversation that you're engaging in. It is a time to disengage from anything that doesn't feel important to you or doesn't feel valuable. So it's a time to kind of have your blinders on, so to speak. And you can accomplish a lot right now, Libra. So in terms of if there's anything that you've been putting off or not dealing with, there's anything that you've been wanting to tackle, now is a really great time for you to make that happen. This card has a very fierce energy. So go for it. Do what you need to do to maintain your focus. And I feel like also your words, words are always powerful, right? In terms of the impact that they have, but your words are extra powerful right now. So you may want to consciously ask for certain things, consciously tune into the language that you're using in your day-to-day to affect positive change. All right. That's great. You can get some things done. I feel like that card, it is like a focus, like a laser beam. Okay. Libra moon. Yes. So Susan, in terms of having a Libra moon, you can listen to all three, and all three will apply to you. If I were to get really specific, if something's applying to your moon sign, it would be your emotional side, since the moon talks about more who we are from an inner perspective, how we process emotions, who we are, like the way that we reflect in our own minds and our own hearts. Whereas the sun is more like related to your outward identity. And rising is interesting because it's not so much like, you might hear it as being like the mask that you wear, but your rising or ascendant is so much more than that. It does talk about how you interact with the world, and in a way like the lens that you see the world through. So your specific way of doing things. And this incorporates your aesthetic sense as well, or perhaps how you connect with environments and how you like to live. So you could interpret the card for your rising sign in terms of more how you're relating outwardly. Your sun sign for like general guidance and the moon for emotional guidance. But really, since the cards that I'm pulling are more general, I would say to, as you're listening, tap into your intuition to see what part of life you feel that the card is relating to. Because I feel frequently with tarot readings, when I read for people, oftentimes they'll have an emotional reaction or a sense of recognition to certain cards that I'm pulling up. So, for example, like with the Libra moon, with that Knight of Swords, if you wanted to do it by the book, then you could interpret that as a message for your emotional self. But you could also just think about, okay, when I started talking about the card, what did it feel like it struck a chord on with you? Did it feel like it was addressing a certain area of your life? Or did it remind you of something that's going on? Because it could be more general as well. So I hope that answers your question. I'm a Libra moon too. Libra moons, we tend to be very sensitive to our environments. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yeah, Libra moons, we thrive in peaceful environments. We don't do too well when there's lots of chaos going on. We're very sensitive to lighting, to the energies of different spaces that we're in. Okay. So let's see. So far we've done Aries, we've done Libra. Let's see who is next. Yee! All right, we've got Capricorn. So Capricorns, this is for you. And that was a great question, Susan. So thank you. That's a really good question, just to even get a little more specific. Okay, Capricorns. Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles talks about transition periods that can feel a bit wobbly. So Capricorn, you might feel like your hands are really full right now. You might have so much going on that you could be feeling a bit overwhelmed, and you might feel like you're in between two places. So maybe you've initiated a change, you're going through some kind of life change, but you haven't like broken on through to the other side yet. Maybe you haven't crossed over. And the advice for this card is to just continue to put one foot in front of the other. So just to be patient with yourself, to continue forward on the path that you're on, and also to do what you need to do in terms of short term to stay afloat. It's saying you're in a bit of a tricky spot. And this card, we all go through these periods of transition in life. So it doesn't mean that anything is amiss right now. It just feels like you may be juggling more than you would choose to be carrying. And it's also acknowledging that there can be instability in your environment. So that can talk about things that are beyond your control, but that you are being faced with or that you are needing to manage. So keep it flowing, keep it going. Really just one foot in front of the other. You got this, and it's temporary. This is just reminding you that whatever transition or spot you're going through, it is temporary. This too shall pass. Okay. Next up, let's see. We've got this little tiny ceramic bowl. Okay. Next up, we have Virgo. So another earth sign. Right, Virgo. Have you all been feeling that full moon energy yet? I feel like I have been. I'm a Pisces, so of course the Pisces full moon is really going to affect me. But I've had a lot of people telling me they're having insomnia, things like that. Like they're really just feeling this energy of the moon, even if they're not into astrology or really tuned into it. It seems like a potent one. Okay. So this is for Virgo. Three of Wands. Okay, this is saying blessings are coming to you. So you can see this is the merchant looking out at the ships that are coming in. And so Virgo or Virgo rising, Virgo moon, and Virgo sun, you might feel like your patience is being tried. You might feel like you have been waiting for good things to come, that you've put out a lot of positive energy and maybe it hasn't come back to you yet. That can feel frustrating. And this is saying trust that good things are on the way. Trust that good things are coming to you. And your patience is not in vain. So this is saying that there are blessings that are already in transit. There are ships that have already been sent out on the ocean that are on their way to you. And this card also comes up as advice that sometimes there isn't anything additional to do. So sometimes, especially if you're a very proactive person or you're someone that likes to initiate things, it can be uncomfortable to just wait or just to kind of hang back and take a more passive approach. But this is saying, this might be a period where there isn't much else for you to do to change the situation. Maybe it is just a matter of time that you're going to be receiving news, that you're going to have information coming your way that is going to change your situation, change your circumstances. So hang in there, and yes, surrender. I feel like that's a theme of today. I mean, that first card for Aries felt like it was really talking about surrender, and I feel like this card is as well. And the Two of Pentacles for Capricorn. The Knight of Swords for Libra, not so much. That one was more like this driving kind of energy, but I feel like the other three cards have been these messages to surrender. So that's interesting. I am seeing some common themes in the cards. Yes, thumbs up, everyone. I always want the best for you. The most fulfillment and magic and joy. Sometimes it is just a matter of time that things change, things transform. Okay, so next up, let's see. Whoop. We have Gemini. So if you're Gemini, this one is for you. Let's check it out. Ooh, the Devil card. This is one of the cards along with the Death card that can come as a bit of a shock, and the Tower that can come as a bit of a shock when it comes up in a reading. But it really means different things depending on the other surrounding cards, the question that the person is asking, or the story that's really being told. So in terms of general guidance, the Devil card encourages taking responsibility. It's connected to the planet Saturn. It's connected to Capricorn energy. So Geminis, this is encouraging you to really hold yourself accountable. If there's an area in life where you're feeling challenged, where you're feeling frustrated, where you're like, ugh, I am just so burnt out on this experience or this pattern, this is inviting you to see if there's anything that you can actively do to change that. Because there might be more in your control than you even know. Maybe there are some different decisions that you can make that will support you in feeling better, and it will help to shift whatever it is that feels like it's not right for you. When I think of the Devil, I think of anything that's keeping you small. So if you're Gemini, you have Gemini placements, and this card is for you, just ask yourself, is there an area in life where you feel like you're playing small, or maybe like you've been kept small in one way or another, or felt a bit like stuck? And maybe think about if there's anything that you can do to shift that through taking responsibility, through taking accountability. And when the Devil card comes up, hard work pays off. So your hard work to shift anything, it will really pay off. It's, it can be like doing your taxes. It's like not something that, for me personally, that's something that I can get frustrated with. I don't want to do it. It annoys me. But then when I'm done, it's like, then it's complete. And there's a sense of accomplishment or being able to finish. Or maybe that's not the best example, because it's not like, it's like, woohoo, my gosh, I paid my taxes. But it's like that sense of pushing through something that's difficult and then being able to move forward, and that no longer being an issue, or that no longer being something that's on your shoulders. So think about if that relates to you in one way or another. Like, where can you empower yourself, and where can you help to put a stop to something that doesn't feel like it is beneficial to you or beneficial to you anymore? Okay. So we've got Leo. So this is for Leos. Leo sun, Leo moon, and Leo rising. I'll pull a card for you, Leos. And by the way, if anyone has any questions about either the Intro to Tarot workshop on September 11th or the Tarot 101 course, which starts September 18th, feel free to ask me in the chat. I would be so honored to have you in, both. Actually, both would be amazing if you want to join. But yeah, I'm here to answer any questions about that as well. Okay, so this is for Leos. And I hope that some of you will be joining me. It's something that I really love about the Tarot 101 course as well. It builds such a beautiful community. I have many students from the past sessions of Tarot 101 that have stayed in touch and helped to support each other on the tarot journeys. And it's invariably been a great group of curious, magical people. I always miss it when a session is done after 11 weeks. It's like, oh, I'm not going to see them every week anymore. Okay. And yeah, because the groups are small enough that everyone really gets individual attention as well. So everyone's questions are answered. And it's a really beautiful experience. Okay, Leos. So we've got the Knight of Cups. Oh my gosh, this is so interesting because one of my best friends is a Leo and she has like a new boyfriend. And this is a romance card. And so when the Knight of Cups comes up, this is an invitation to be a bit whimsical. It's excellent for romance. So Leos, people with Leo placements, if you are seeking romantic love, this can indicate that coming in. If it's not already in the picture, this is a very fortuitous card for romance, for love. It indicates suitors. It's also the energy of the muse or inspiration. So this can also talk about creativity, about creative inspiration, and feeling like sometimes that desire to create, it comes from this overflow of magic, of how would I even describe it? That feeling of just like wanting to share something with the world, right? So this is saying, indulge in your creativity if you're feeling motivated to do that. And in terms of romance, it's fun. So if you're currently with someone, this can indicate a period where you are connecting with that person in a way that feels good, in a way that feels inspiring. If you are wanting to connect, then this is quite good in terms of looking more to the future of someone coming up. So overall, this is quite a fun card. It's also a message to enjoy yourself. So, seize the cup. The cup is the heart. So seize the opportunity to connect. All right. And it's playful too. That card has a playfulness about it. Okay. Next up, we have Pisces. Okay. Pisces. All right. Okay, Pisces. Strength card. Okay. So the Strength card is about staying still when there are strong ups and downs in the environment. So Pisces, if you're a Pisces sun, Pisces moon, Pisces rising, this is encouraging you to really stay centered as much as possible. So really make sure that if you meditate regularly, you all are connected with the Den community. So I wager that most of you, or at least many of you, have beautiful meditation practice or tune in. That's something that I love about the Den community is everyone's looking to grow and deepen their connection with themselves. So Pisces, definitely take good care of yourself spiritually, because this can indicate that there are some ups and downs happening in your environment. I'm not seeing this as a prediction of like, uh-oh, things are going to be a little wild. It feels like you've more been dealing with that you could have, it could be not the most stable time. There could be events or people in your life right now that have aspects that are unpredictable. That's what I think about with the Strength card. So whatever you can do to stay very clear and as consistent as possible, so to not go into like emergency mode or go into reactive mode. This is the energy of being able to be calm in a crisis. So just make sure that you're doing whatever you do to maintain that state of equanimity in yourself. And this is also great for meditation. So connecting with that side of yourself. You can have a lot of breakthroughs right now in terms of your spiritual path, your spiritual practice. This is an excellent card for going deep. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. So let's see who else. We're going to pull some cards here. So who is next? We've got Cancer, another water sign. So this is for Cancer. Cancer sun, Cancer moon, Cancer rising. All right. Ooh, we've got the Ace of Wands. Okay. So this card encourages action. The wands are fire. The aces are seeds or new beginnings. And in terms of advice, the Ace of Wands is like, just do it. So it is encouraging you to take a risk. If you have been wanting to start something but have been hesitating for one reason or another, this is saying, hey, go for it. Now is the time. And I think of this ace in particular being about taking matters into your own hands. It's like taking matters into your own hands. And it's also, this card can also be advice to move. So physically exercise. It could be that, maybe you've been really busy and haven't been doing that as much as usual. Maybe you've been feeling a bit stagnant in one way or another. This is encouraging you to get things moving, to take action, but also physically. So to move your body as much as possible every day, if you can do that. And it's like turning the heat up. So I think of it as being like physical activity, like cardio type activity. And yeah, this is saying like move forward in new directions. And this card's very good for new projects, starting new things. It's like the energy of springtime. It's very fresh. So, if there's anything that you've been holding off on for one reason or another, that is saying to take those first steps to make it happen. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome, Susan. So you're working out every day. Yes, that's amazing. And letting go of the old you. That's so beautiful. Yeah, if you needed any confirmation on those decisions, that is definitely what that card is telling you. Keep going. Next up, we've got Aquarius. Oop, it's kind of upside down. All right, Aquarius. Aqua people, we have the Eight of Wands. So this card is about communication. So Aquarius, this is saying reach out if you've been wanting to initiate certain conversations. If you've been wanting to see friends, it's about movement in order to initiate some kind of contact or travel. This is also if you've been wanting to travel or thinking about travel. Eight of Wands is a card that welcomes that kind of activity in as well. So if you've been considering reaching out but haven't been, this is saying make the ask, make the effort. It's a bit similar to the Ace of Wands, so the one that we just pulled, because this is also this card that encourages us to keep it moving, to keep going. And with the Eight of Wands, that can indicate a lot happening in a way that it can feel overwhelming. So it might feel like it isn't possible to catch everything that is coming your way right now, and that's okay. All you can do is catch what you can and know that you are making the right decisions in terms of what you are prioritizing, what you are giving your time and attention to. Okay. We just have a few left here. So we've got Taurus. This is for Taurus. All right. Okay, Taurus. Yeah, new communications career path. That's exciting. Yeah. That's definitely initiate the conversations and see what you can get going. It's a good, things are going to be moving for you with all these cards. Okay. Lots of fire. The wands are fire, so lots of activity. Okay, Taurus. So we have the Moon card. This is an interesting card. It's quite beautiful. I think of the Moon card can at times be a bit of a challenging one because it can indicate periods in life where things feel unclear. So things can feel a bit muddy, or maybe you feel a bit bewildered, which is so natural. I mean, life wouldn't be interesting if things were just obvious all the time, right? If we always knew what our next steps were, blah, blah, blah. No, life is mysterious. And the Moon card talks about that. What matters is how, how you move through the unknown, how you move through the feeling that you don't know what the next steps are, and the kind of sense of unease that can come through that, or even fear. Some people are afraid of the dark. The moon represents that kind of dark night of the soul, or the darkness, those moments when maybe we can't see more than 10 feet ahead. So Taurus, with the Moon card, this is saying you might not have all the information that you need. So what you want to avoid is trying to solve a problem when you don't have all of the data. So you might want to wait and allow things to develop, or allow things to change before making decisions, or to give yourself time to figure things out. And the Moon card is very private. So this can be giving advice to take your time to sit with whatever you are feeling, whatever you're coming to understand, and trust that you really will have the answers in time. But right now things feel a bit murky. And that's natural for these periods to occur. Okay. We have 2 left. We have Scorpio. All right, so this is for Scorpios. Let me just make sure that we have all of them. I'm just going to double check. I'm a Virgo rising, so I like to do everything in great detail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, great. We're getting everyone. Just want to make sure. All right, so this is for Scorpio. Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. Okay. Ooh, the Empress. Okay, so the Empress card, this is indicating a time of growth. So Scorpio, you may find yourself flowing with a lot of abundance in can be your emotional life, because the Empress is the goddess Venus, but also with creativity. So you might find your energy wanting to go in different directions, to be working on different projects. And this is having a good give and take. The Empress in balance is about having a good flow, being very generous, also being the recipient of a lot of generosity. So it feels like a time where things are moving, and you could be experiencing a lot of increase in abundance. So that feels exciting. What the advice that I feel for this card today for you is that you want to keep checking in about this concept of reciprocity. So is there an area where you feel like you are giving a lot and not necessarily feeling fed? Or maybe you're feeling a bit weird or resentful about certain interactions, just check in with it and see how that lands, because this to me feels like there's a lot that is moving and changing, and you could be entering a very creative period, a very abundant period. You also want to be mindful of the ways in which you're giving and making sure that it feels healthy for you. All right. Yes. Oh my gosh. So yours came at the end, the Taurus and Scorpio. And then lastly, we have Sag. So if you're Sag, then this one is for you. And of course, if anyone is popping on a bit on the later side, this will be available to watch as a replay, so you can check it out later and get the cards for your other signs as well. And I do hope to see some of you in my Intro to Tarot workshop, September 11th, and or my Tarot 101 course, which starts September 18th. And of course, if you have any questions, you can ask me here after if you feel like it. You can also, I'll put my Instagram handle in the chat. It's just Sophia Knapp. You can DM me. Okay. All right, Sag. So, all right, we've got the Five of Wands. This is like the energy of too many cooks in the kitchen. So, Sag, you may be spreading yourself a little bit thin right now. And if you feel like you're not making progress in certain areas of life or certain projects, I might want to think about, like, is it going to be more helpful if I finish something and then start another thing? Or maybe I focus on one area or one activity for a certain amount of time and then switch gears and then move on to something else. I feel like this is indicating that there's some conflict. It doesn't feel like major conflict, like things aren't working out. It just feels like a bit of a traffic jam. So also, if this feels like it's not speaking to decisions that you are making or how you are dividing your time, you may want to see if there are areas where you are receiving advice, receiving guidance from people that is where you are feeling a bit pulled in different directions. If that's the case, might be a good time to, not be talking to so many different sources or different people, and kind of focus on the strategy that feels right for you. Or if you are getting counsel, to stick to the counsel of one person, because what you want to avoid right now is being pulled in different directions. This is all about figuring out how to be more efficient and how to figure out if there are areas where you are feeling, where you're feeling a bit stuck. It's like maybe there's like a conflict with your time and focus, and there is something that you can change to just make things easier. So it can be a message to simplify too, or just do things in an order that's very deliberate. I think of this card, I feel like this frequently when I'm working on my computer, and then I'm also getting notifications on my phone, and then maybe, I get a package delivered and I'm like, blah, 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 right? It can be like that kind of energy. All right. Well, it was so lovely to meet all of you. I will stay on for a while in case any of you have questions. Hello, Dan. And I hope that this was helpful. I hope that it brings you some guidance for the month ahead. And if anyone's just checking in now, you're welcome to rewatch it and scope out your sun sign, rising or ascendant sign, and moon sign, because all three of the cards will apply to you. So it's a bit more personalized than just the sun sign. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for tuning in, and wishing you, all the best on this new chapter for you with career changes and health and all of that. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. And also in terms of the comment, my Tarot 101 course is pinned here. So that, I mentioned it briefly before, that is starting Monday, September 18th, and it goes for 11 weeks. It's from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. And it's a very thorough introduction to learning how to read tarot, not only for yourself, but also for others. I go through every single card in detail and also encourage you to develop your own unique voice and tap into your intuition. And I believe this is, oh my gosh, I think it's my 5th time teaching it. So it's been developed in great detail. Thank you so much, Yaz. So good to see your name. So good to see you on here. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that it resonated for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. I will, let's see. I was going to say, maybe I'll pull an animal spirit and another animal spirit in closing in case anyone else has questions. You can type it in the chat. It's taking you a second. And then I shall sign off. Okay. So this will be an animal card in closing as well. So we had the raccoon that came up in the beginning of the session. Now here's another piece of information. So this is for all zodiac signs, not just for one. Ooh, cobra. Oh my goodness. So interesting. I was just thinking about cobras. So cobras are fire. I feel like there are actually a lot of wands. Yeah, there are quite a few wands cards coming up today. So that is that fire energy. Let's see. Okay. Ah, yeah. All right. Cobra. Hey. Trying to find this page, and it's proving to be elusive. Okay. Cobra, here we go. All right. Pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protective, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who have led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Maybe Tarot 101. LOL. Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When in balance, the cobra is a student of life and is humble and wise. When out of balance, it's a know-it-all or egocentric. To bring into balance, taking a class or study. All right. Message received. Love you all. Have a beautiful night. Thanks for tuning in.